millions of Windows PCs could face serious boot problems in June 2026, and most users have absolutely no idea it's coming. If your computer is more than 2 years old, there's a good chance it's still using an older security certificate that's about to expire. When that happens, your PC could become vulnerable to dangerous malware like bootkits and ransomware, or in some cases, it may even struggle to boot properly. The good news is that you can check your system in less than 30 seconds and fix the issue before it becomes a problem. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening, why it matters, and how to make sure your Windows PC is protected before the 2026 deadline. To understand why this matters, we need to quickly talk about something called Secure Boot. Secure Boot is a security feature built into your computer's UEFI firmware, which is the modern replacement for the old BIOS system. Its job is simple but extremely important. When your PC starts up, Secure Boot checks that the operating system and boot software are digitally signed by trusted manufacturers before allowing them to load. In other words, it ensures that your computer only boots trusted software. This prevents dangerous malware such as bootkits, rootkits, firmware-level ransomware from secretly loading before Windows even starts. And that's critical because once malware infects the boot process, it becomes extremely difficult to detect or remove. But here's where the problem starts. Secure Boot relies on digital certificates to verify trusted software. And like all digital certificates, they eventually expire. Most Windows PCs manufactured before 2024 rely on a certificate called Microsoft UEFI CA 2011. This certificate has been used for years to verify trusted boot software on millions of computers. But this certificate is scheduled to expire in June 2026. Once it expires, systems relying on that certificate may become vulnerable to certain security threats or may require updated boot validation. To solve this issue, Microsoft introduced a newer certificate called Windows UEFI CA 2023. This newer certificate strengthens security and protects systems against modern threats. One of the biggest concerns with the older certificate is a bootkit vulnerability known as Black Lotus, which can bypass secure boot protections if the system is using outdated certificates. That's why Microsoft is gradually deploying the newer certificate through Windows updates. But depending on your update settings, your PC may not have received it yet. And that's why it's important to check your system yourself. The good news is that checking whether your PC has the updated Secure Boot certificate installed only takes a few seconds, and you don't need any special software to do it. Everything can be done using a built-in Windows tool called Windows PowerShell. Let's go step by step so you can easily follow along. First, go down to the Windows search bar on your taskbar. Click inside the search box and type the word PowerShell. You should now see Windows PowerShell appear in the search results. Now here's an important step. Instead of just clicking it normally, right-click on Windows PowerShell and choose Run as Administrator. Running it as administrator gives the tool permission to access system-level security information, which is necessary for checking the Secure Boot configuration. Once you click Run as Administrator, Windows may show a security prompt called User Account Control asking if you want to allow the app to make changes to your device. Simply click Yes. After that, a blue or black PowerShell window will open on your screen. This is where we can run commands to check system settings. Now inside this PowerShell window, you'll need to paste a small command that checks whether your PC has the latest Secure Boot certificate installed. The command you will use is Confirm Secure Boot UEFI. To use it, simply copy the command, then right-click inside the PowerShell window to paste it. After pasting the command, press Enter on your keyboard. Within a second, PowerShell will display a result. You will either see true or false. Now let's understand what those results actually mean. If the result shows true, that means Secure Boot is enabled on your system and your PC is properly verifying boot certificates. In most cases, this also indicates that your system is already using the newer Secure Boot configuration. So if you see true, you generally don't need to do anything else. Your PC is already configured correctly. However, if the result shows false, that means Secure Boot verification is not active or your system may still be relying on the older certificate configuration. In that situation, it's a good idea to install the latest updates from Microsoft so your system can receive the newer Windows UEFI CA 2023 certificate. Updating this certificate ensures your system remains protected against advanced boot-level threats and future compatibility issues. But don't worry if you see false. Fixing it is actually very simple, and in the next step I'll show you exactly how to install the updated certificate so your PC stays protected before the June 2026 expiration deadline. There are two ways to install the new Secure Boot certificate. The easiest method is simply making sure that Windows Update is enabled. Microsoft has already started distributing the new certificate through regular system updates. So if your computer installs updates automatically, it will likely receive the certificate without you needing to do anything. However, many advanced users disable or pause Windows updates. If that's the case, you can manually activate the update using PowerShell. The process involves two commands. The first command adds a registry entry that prepares your system to accept the updated Secure Boot certificate. The second command activates the update process. After running both commands successfully, you'll need to restart your computer twice. The double restart ensures the firmware update is fully applied and the certificate is properly loaded into your system. Once that's done, your PC will be protected with the new Secure Boot certificate. Now you might be wondering, why is this update actually important? The reason is that firmware-level attacks are becoming increasingly common. Modern malware doesn't just target Windows anymore. Some threats try to infect the boot process itself, allowing them to load before your antivirus software even starts. When that happens, malware can hide extremely deep inside the system. Secure Boot prevents this by verifying that every piece of boot software is signed by trusted manufacturers. But if the certificate used for verification is outdated or vulnerable, attackers can potentially bypass those protections. Updating to the newer certificate ensures your PC continues to block these advanced threats. So here's the simple takeaway. If your PC is older than 2 years, it's a good idea to check whether it already has the updated Secure Boot certificate installed. The process only takes a few seconds, and doing it now can prevent serious security risks in the future. Most users won't notice any issues right now because the certificate doesn't expire until June 2026. But waiting until the last minute isn't a great idea. Checking and updating your system now ensures you're protected well ahead of time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and consider subscribing for more Windows tips, hidden features, and troubleshooting guides. And if you want, let me know in the comments whether your system showed true or false when you checked your Secure Boot certificate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.